Welcome back to the program. You're watching Infocus. My guests in the studio, excellencies from the French Embassy and also from the EU, the European Union. Again, on this day, celebrating 45 years in Papua New Guinea, the EU has grown with the country, working hand in hand. Before the break, we spoke about the war in Ukraine and the current stance by the EU and France on this matter. As a country, Papua New Guinea, Your Excellencies, your comments, how can we contribute towards putting an end to this war?
We have, we can learn a lot from your culture, your traditions, the Melanesian way of negotiating peace. You sit together and you find a common position, a common ground. I mean, this is something we need to, we appreciate a lot, and knowing the way. You had, a past of tribal wars, but always you found a way to find peace as well. And I remember the father of your nation, Mr. Somare, was an important diplomatic force in the world, and so he was also very much involved in the United Nations system, and within the system of the United Nations, this universal system of where nations are together and deciding about the peace in the world, and this is exactly where such discussions should be held, and where peace should be sought. And I think that the PNG, as a member of the United Nations, can give a position clear, and sending a message: please stop this aggression. And you've done it. You supported resolutions in this sense. You gave your support to such resolutions together with the European Union and France, and this is why we're very much appreciated of what you have done, and how of your position, which is similar to ours. So thank you very much for PNG for this.
PNG, like a lot of other countries, voted the last important resolutions against the aggression. It has to be continued. The pressure has to be kept on Russia. And for this, we have to keep all the international community as united as possible, as well informed as possible. It means to avoid disinformation, which is very important from Moscow. And for this, we, like-minded country, I would say, we are here alongside with PNG against this aggression, to promote the common and global values that we share, that I was mentioning earlier. Nothing has changed for us for centuries: freedom, democracy, freedom of thought, freedom of political ideas, freedom of expression. And we have to keep on promoting these human rights and to struggle against this aggression.
Of course, and it's sort of, we are talking about the Europe Day now, but there is sort of, we're mindful of the war that's currently happening on the continent right now. But look, back to the European Day, Europe Day here in Papua New Guinea. Final word from you.
Yes, so Europe Day is a day when we remember the beginning, it was the 9th of May, when the French foreign minister proposed a new way of building relations among nations in Europe. He proposed that the resources, the common resources like coal and steel, were managed by a supranational organization. So this is how it started, through this functional way of integrating. So you integrate first at one level and then second level, so it goes on and on. And now we reached a level where we have already speaking about cooperating in the area of the military and defense, complementing the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, in the defense of the values which we cherish on the transatlantic level. So the European Union is an idea that promotes peace and cooperation, solidarity, and cooperation in many areas where we harmonize legislation among nations. So legislation that is in France is also respected. The same legislation, EU legislation, is in place in my country. I come from, Slovenia, which is a smaller country than France, but we have, very good people who win, on the on the Tour de France, in the cycling area. So we are very close with France, as in between us there's Italy. So we're neighbors in this sense, but the people in my country can trade with France without any limitations. You want something to buy from France, you just write in the internet, I don't know, this order, and the next day by truck you get what you bought in France. Nobody asks anything. It goes from factory to factory. So this is the free market, and this is what makes the strength of the European Union. This capacity to trade on the continent with different among different nations, and of course with these ideals of human rights, these principles of democracy. Very much ingrained in our minds.
All right. My guests on the program tonight, thank you very much. Excellencies from France and also from the EU, thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci. All right, so that's our program on this 45 years of celebration of the EU and its partnership with Papua New Guinea. So if you have comments on tonight's program, you can email us now on the email now showing on your screen, or you can engage with us on our social media pages, and you can catch this program a little later on YouTube if you've missed parts of the program. From all of us here in the studio, my guests and everyone here, pleasant viewing. Bye-bye.